Hello everyone, my name is Shane Nagel. I am the tutor and convener of the Drawing and Illustration unit for our foundation year design students. I've been teaching at Swinburne for many years part-time and about 4 years full-time, and I helped write this unit over the past 3 years. It seems to be a very successful unit. Our students love it. We get great feedback. And it's broken up into 3 different stages. By the way, my background is illustration. I was a commercial illustrator, and I illustrated about 40 children's books. I was also a graphic designer, and so I think I'm well equipped to teach this unit. So I'd just like to introduce you to what we do in the unit, show you some examples of the work, and just give you an overview of what the unit's about. Okay. So as you probably know, the foundation year design leads students into the Unilink Diploma of Design. And that's a first year equivalent to a bachelor degree. And after that diploma, students can go into second year of a degree of their choice at Swinburne. So in the foundation year design stream, we've got 4 units, and the drawing and illustration one is one of those 4 main units. So really what this unit is about, I like to say that my job is really to increase your confidence in your ability to draw. Every one of us can draw to a greater or lesser extent with more or less confidence. What happens often over primary school and high school is we lose our confidence, we lose some of our skills, or we don't develop those skills because we lose our confidence. And my main aim is to introduce you to some new basic skills, or some basic skills that you might have already covered before, so that we can build your confidence again. Because every designer needs to draw as a means of thinking and sharing ideas, but also sometimes as a way to create finished work. So our unit is broken up into 3 parts. There's 3 drawing folios, and each one is worth about 1/3 of the mark. So all we do in this unit is draw. I might give you some demonstrations. In fact, I do. Every class there'll be some sort of a drawing demonstration, and I might introduce you to a new idea. For example, lines, tone, shape, negative space, perspective, observational drawing, etc. And we cover a number of these early foundational tasks in the first folio called Explorations in Drawing. Then in the human figure folio, I introduce you to life drawing or figure drawing. That's where you actually draw from the human body, or you draw the human body. Now, drawing the human body is a practice that artists have been doing for hundreds and hundreds of years. And we think it's a great way for students to really begin to gain confidence and increase their skills in drawing. And then the final project is called a comic book project. And what you do there is you take a story and you illustrate that story as if it's one page of a comic book. So you create your own characters, you do your own planning sketches, you do your own final drawings, you add tone, and then you design a color cover for that comic book. And that's a difficult but a very popular project as well with our students. And these classes there'll be 2 classes, about 6 hours per week. And everything you do in class is part of the assessment task. There's nothing wasted. Here's some example from students from past semesters. One of the first things we introduce you to is line. We also then introduce you to using shapes and negative space to help you draw. Then we introduce you to tone and how to add tone to basic geometric forms, and then how to deepen the complexity of those forms into other three-dimensional objects. We introduce you to the basics of 1 and 2 point perspective, and the final comic book project is, as I say, quite an exciting one where you end up drawing an entire page from a comic book that you create. Normally it's just black and white on the inside and colour on the cover. So I'll just show you now through about 4 different folios of different students' work. This is a collection here of various students, and these are all from the first drawing project. Here we draw natural objects using line only perspective. This is a still life drawing where you set up some objects and copy them using pencil, and you attempt to add tone and to try to show them very clearly as three-dimensional objects. This is the basic geometric form task of building tone. Here's one of the perspective tasks. Another one. Another one. This is the still life task. Still life. Still life. This is the complex geometric form, basically creating a character out of simple shapes and adding tone so it looks real. So we really aim to sort of introduce you to the basics of what we think is a good foundation to all drawing principles. These are the drawings using negative space, where you actually focus on the negative shapes and spaces to help you draw. Portraits of each other using line. This is where we introduce you to a method called the Weijue method, which is all about using angles and shapes to help you draw. This is a copy of a famous Van Gogh sketch. And this is called a quality of line drawing, where we copy a famous Picasso drawing and attempt to reproduce the quality of his line work. A couple of more examples here. This is actually, perhaps I shouldn't show these because some of these do show nudity, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate for the introduction, but the human figure drawing folio does involve drawing from naked models or photographs of naked models. And we introduce you to the various ways of building gesture drawing, which is where you attempt to capture the feeling of the pose before going into any sort of detail. So over time, students' confidence builds and they end up doing more and more sort of detailed, kind of accurate work over time. But it does take time. And we practice and practice and practice. So this is just a very quick flick through one student's folio. And this project goes over about 5 weeks. Okay, and then finally, one of the comic book project tasks, just to show you what that looks like. In this instance, you find a story, plan the stages of the story, get inspiration from other comic book artists, design your characters, and then plan your sketches, refine those drawings, finalize and add tone to those drawings, and then design a cover. So it's a really successful and popular project, and we hope you enjoy our unit. I hope you join us here at Swinburne, and I look forward to meeting you. All the best. Bye.